always important for our students to hear, because a lot of times they think that you have to get a degree in this or that. Sometimes like, as long as you have a degree, that's all that matters. So thank you very much.
My name is I'm the financial aid specialist in the financial aid office here at SBC. Been here my whole life. I went to Southlands College and I've got my associate's degree in office administration, as well as some certificates in the same program. I was actually in some classes with Yvonne when we were finishing up. But yeah, I mean, no.
That's good.
Love SBC, good college. I'm going to okay. So I've got some handouts about the FAFSA. It's a FAFSA completion guide. I don't know if y'all have already done one or looked into it or anything like that, but it is a free application for federal student aid. Your federal student aid does consist of federal Pell Grants, student loans, and work study. So for us to be able to see what you're eligible for, we do need an application to be completed. These are the 25-26 papers. The 26-27 FAFSA for next school year is available online already, so you guys can go ahead and go on there and complete that. You can do it ahead of time. That way you can get it in, make sure it's processed correctly, and you don't have to wait up for anything like that. But other than that, the 26-27 will go based off of your 2024 tax information.
One other grant that we sometimes we have limited funds for is the Educational Opportunity Grant, SEOG. And like I said, it's very limited funds, but the earlier you get your FAFSA in, the more likely you are to be chosen for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good thing to get another reason to go and get it in. Same thing with the Texas Educational Opportunity Grant, the TEOG. If you're a Texas resident, then you might be eligible for that as well. But again, the quicker we get your information in, then the quicker we can, the more likely we are to be able to award that to you.
I guess that the contributor information, as far as the contributor information, is there anything that needs to be done with that in regards to that?
They've made it a lot easier this year on the 27 or 26-27. For the 25-26, you had to know a lot of the parents or the spouses' information, like their social security number, all this other stuff. For the 26-27, they made it a lot easier. You just have to have an email address. Doesn't even have to be the same email address that the contributor will use to complete the FAFSA or to sign up for the FSA ID. You just have to put in an email address, and then the Department of Education system will send a link to that email address that will allow them then to fill out their part.
And is it just one contributor, or do they have to both parents?
It depends.
It depends. A lot of the time, we see it like when parents file taxes joint. It's just one contributor needs to log in. Sometimes whenever parents file separately, then they would both need to. But it really just depends on that.
And then also, can you describe, or can you tell the students what independent status means?
Yeah.
So that way they know when they can file independent.
Mm-hmm. So being an independent and a dependent on the FAFSA is a little bit different than like what you normally hear every now and then. To be considered an independent, to where you don't need any contributors on your FAFSA, you need to be 24 years or older, married or remarried, a veteran, or have a dependent that you support 50% or more. So those things would qualify you as an independent. Other than that, for the Department of Education, if none of those apply to you, then you would be considered a dependent and you would need a contributor on your FAFSA with you.
Also, if you're married, your spouse is considered a contributor.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is, a contributor is either like a parent or a spouse. I know some students do have some special situations that they go through to where like they don't have a contributor. That was your situation. That's when you would want to come talk to our financial aid office so that we could go about doing the correct paperwork for your situation, or kind of just figuring out like what's needed. But yes, so
If you're one of the questions on the FAFSA, serious questions determine if you're in If you're at risk for homelessness, and if you answer positive on that, then also that's a special circumstance. You can come to us and we can help you through that as well.
What about, I have another question. I forgot. I guess if your parents are making a lot of money and then they get laid off, but you've already put that in their system, is there some way to redo that or appeal that or change that? Or
Yeah, we have what's called professional judgment. If if the financial circumstances have changed considerably, then again, you can come to our office and ask for a professional judgment form. We would need documentation for all of this. Anything that's outside the norm, we have to document. As long as we have the documentation for that you don't have any contact with the parents, or your risk of homelessness, or your contributor's financial circumstances have changed significantly since the tax year used on the FAFSA. And all that we can work with you. It all has to be documented. Unfortunately, can't just take your word for it.
We're not a scary office. Just come in.
And then the other thing too is if students are going to transfer, what do they need to be doing as far as if they need to transfer out to a different university? Like what are some things they can do?
Just making sure that, whatever university you are planning on attending in the future is going to be on that FAFSA that you're going to go for that semester. You put up to 20 colleges on your FAFSA. That just means your FAFSA gets sent to every single university that you put on there. And then that way, let's say after the fall semester, right now you're planning on going to Texas Tech in January. As long as they're on your FAFSA with SBC, they will receive it. They can award you in January once you are out there. But yeah, and there's no deadline to completing a FAFSA. Technically, there's not a deadline. We do have what are called like priority dates. So we always just tell everyone the sooner you can get it done, the better. That way we can get it in our office, process it, and just have it ready for you when it's time.
There is a deadline. Like June 30th of next year,
Is the last
26
day
is the last for
available.
25, 26.
Mhm.
June 30th of 27 is the last for 26, 27.
Yeah.
The academic for Department of Education, the academic year goes from July 1st through June 30th. So
for summer financial aid, I guess because they can accept fall, spring, summer.
Mhm.
If they don't, or they still go, can they still get it if they don't accept? You know what I'm saying? If they come there like just fall, spring, but not summer, or how does that sound?
the Pell is awarded. By the way, I'm Scott. I'm the loan coordinator, so I take care of the loans, and I'll go into more detail on that later. I did get a bachelor's degree from Wayland in theater. So,
Yeah.
you don't. Who
Don't
knows
need
where
theater
your
for
degree will
loans.
lead? Mine led me there. But so again, the degree sometimes doesn't matter as long as you have one. What was the question leading up to this? I'm sorry.
The accepting fall,
Oh,
spring.
Now, Pell is automatically awarded per semester, Pell grant, fall, spring, summer. If you decline your summer, then that doesn't affect your fall or spring. But you can decline it and you can come back and tell us later on, I am going to come summer. We just put that back on. Loans, on the other hand, when you request a loan on Texas Canal, it defaults to splitting it between fall, spring, and summer. If you know you're not going to come in summer, you can take the check mark off. When you're doing a request on Texas Connect, take the check mark off summer, and we'll just split it between fall and spring. If you know you're only going to be here for fall, you take off spring and summer, and we'll only award as much as you can for fall. So I'll go ahead and just go through the loans real quickly. There are a few types of loans that we do offer. Main ones we offer are the federal loans that you get by applying through the FAFSA. Then we do not automatically award loans. Some places like Texas Tech automatically award loans as part of their financial aid package, and then you either accept or decline them. Our costs are low enough that the vast majority of our students in South Plains do not need to get a loan, so we don't automatically award it. We make you ask for it because we do not want you to go into debt and be in debt unless you need to, and then you tell us if you're willing to go into debt. So we don't automatically reward loans. We do make you request it through Text and Connect. On the financial aid page, one of the drop downs is request a new loan. Then again, like I said, you go through and you choose fall, spring, summer, fall, spring, fall only, spring only, summer only, whatever. The other couple of things that you have to do to get the loan is if you've never done one before, you do have to go to studentaid.gov and complete entrance counseling. It tells you your rights and responsibilities as a borrower. And then you have to do a master promissory note, which is your promise to repay the loan. So those are the three main things. Request the loan and Text and Connect, do entrance counseling, and master promissory note at studentaid.gov. And then when you leave, every time you drop below 6 hours in the semester, leave school or get a degree or a certificate, then the Department of Education also requires you to do exit counseling if you have one. Again, you just go to studentaid.gov, you look for exit counseling, and you complete that. We do put a restriction on your file if you need to do exit counseling that does not, you can't sign up for any more classes at South Plains until you complete exit counseling. Again, that's a federal requirement. We don't have any control over that. We just have to put the restriction on. The different types of loans we have are subsidized, unsubsidized, and Parent Plus loans on the federal level. Subsidized means that you do not accrue interest on that loan while you're in school. So we always award that first because that's in your best interest. Second one is unsubsidized. With those, the interest accrues from the day it's dispersed to your SBC business office account, and it continues to accrue on that loan until the loan is paid back in full. To get subsidized loans, again, it's based on your FAFSA information. If the FAFSA information, if your student aid index is high enough, you may not qualify for a subsidized loan. Again, that's based on income and assets from you and your parents, if you're a dependent, and then any other aid. So if you have need through the formula that they give us, then you can qualify for a subsidized loan. For an unsubsidized loan, again, if you complete the FAFSA and you've gotten all the things done that you need to get done, you qualify for that. There are limits on every year what you can get. As a dependent freshman student, the maximum amount you can get in federal loans is $5,500. And that's across fall, spring, or summer, fall only, fall, spring, whatever you choose on the loan request. But the maximum you can get as a dependent freshman student is $5,500. If you qualify, up to $3,500 of that will be subsidized. You go to the sophomore, you get complete at least 30 credit hours on your SBC transcript, then you're considered a sophomore. You can get up to $6,500 for the year, and up to $4,500 of that can be subsidized if you qualify. If you're considered an independent student, maximum you get for a freshman is $9,500 for the year. Again, $3,500 can be subsidized. Sophomore, you can get up to $10,500 for the year, and up to $4,500 of that could be subsidized. If you need aid beyond that, and you're a dependent student, your parents can apply for a Parent Plus loan. And this is a loan they take out on your behalf. And right now there's no cap on that up to the cost of attendance, estimated cost of attendance. But your parents would apply for that by going to studentaid.gov and signing in with their FSA ID and applying for the Parent Plus loan there. Then once they've applied, student loans don't go under any kind of credit check. Parent Plus loans, they do run a credit check on the parent. And if they're approved, then we get a notification, then I contact the parents and work things out with them. If they're denied, if you're a dependent student and the parent is denied, there are a few options. If they're denied and they don't want to pursue it any further, then you can get the independent level of loans. Again, $9,500 or $10,500, depending on your freshman or sophomore. If they're denied and they still want to pursue it, they have a couple of options. They can either appeal the decision based on extenuating circumstances, or they can get what the department calls an endorser or co-signer. So those are still some options. One other thing, if your parents absolutely refuse to do the FAFSA, but you've done yours, but your parents will not do it no matter what, We give you information to give them to encourage them to do that. But if they absolutely refuse, then the only federal aid that you're eligible for is an unsubsidized loan at the dependent freshman or sophomore level. So again, that's Department of Education rules. So you still can get aid, it's just not nearly as much. And again, it's an unsubsidized loan, which means interest accrues on it. Now, for 25, 26, again, those loan limits that I talked about are absolute. You can get those. Starting 26, 27, we don't know how to work yet, but part of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, or some people refer to it as OB3, starting next year, depending on how many hours you're taking, the loan amount will prorate. Based on if you're full-time, 12 hours, you get the full amount. If you're 6 hours half-time, you'll get half what you normally would. We don't know how that's going to work yet because the department has not worked all that out yet. But just giving you a heads up, starting next year, the amount, because Pell already prorates based on the number of hours. Starting next year, the loans will prorate based on the number of hours you take as well. And starting next year, the parents will be, I think the limit on that per year is $25,000. I think. Again, that's in flux right now. So just heads up on next year, there will be changes. And that's loans in a nutshell. Any questions?
Yeah, does anybody have any questions? Right now, we have the questions here, so any questions?
And if you have questions later, you can email us at finaid at southplains.edu. It's on there.
It is on the bottom of the form.
Phone number's on there as well.
Mhm.
Our office is in the Student Services Building. We share the atrium with admissions and records and advising and testing. Come and stop in anytime we're open. We're open 8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
We don't close for lunch, so
We are there.
we're there at all times.
And we're nice people. I
We
promise.
are. We're great people in that office.
We won't scare you away.
No, we try our best to help you with whatever situation it is that you're confused about or just need some more information on. There's always somebody in the office that can pull you into a cubicle if you need to, whatever the case is. So
Any questions for now?
nothing.
Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all coming.
You're very welcome.
And,
Thanks for having us.
we can get y'all to fill out your surveys, and then also we're gonna go ahead and do the drawing for the door prizes.
Is my name in there?